jumping on live on a beautiful Thursday. Well, it's not so beautiful here. It's raining and I've got my son home from school sick. But so you may hear Elijah pop in. I've told him that Mummy's filming a video, so let's hope this all goes to plan. I'm just bringing up the video on my computer so I can see comments. So I thought I'd pop in. I have been creating at my craft desk and creating with a whole bunch of products. I actually just did a card where using some fun celebration products, but I had a card on my desk that I created with a set of the beautiful products, which I will show you. This is the fun stamp set that you can earn for free at the moment called the, I know this is backwards, the Counting Sheep stamp set, and it actually has a matching set of dies. These are both available to earn for free at the moment, only till the end of this month. So you can earn this one free with a $90 order and this one free with a $90 order. So if you spend $180, you can get both of these for free. So you get a whole bundle for free, which is amazing. So I created a fun card and I actually had these sheep sitting on my desk. Hi Patricia, I can see a few people joining in. So say hi when you pop on. I had these little sheep sitting on my desk, which I was sitting here on a team meeting creating little sheep. And they're actually fluffy sheep using it, and I'll flip it around when the camera's run the other way. But hi Cheryl, I actually made fluffy little sheep with the texture paste, and I wanted to create a card because these sheep have been sitting on my desk for maybe 2 weeks. And I thought that's terrible, I need to create a card with them. So and then I do have another card, but I'm going to do this video another day, but I'll show you a sneak peek. So I've got a really bright and happy card using 2 celebration products. So I thought I would jump on and show how hello Anita, hi Sandy, hi everyone joining. So this is the card. I'll flip it around in a second. It's got the fluffy sheep on it. So really fun, and I really wanted to be using these celebration products while we still have them because they're only until the end of this month. I'll just quickly grab something. I shared on my Instagram page, the other thing I've been doing. These are really simple cards, but this uses the other celebration products. Can you see the disco ball paper? So this disco paper, it's not called disco paper, I just call it that. This is another one you can earn free with a $90 order. So I absolutely love this. It comes in a 6x6, but that one is so cool. And these little critters come from, which I think I actually have sitting underneath my desk, and I might have shown on the live, this beautiful Penguin Playmates paper, and I can't tip it up because I fussy cut all the animals out like a mad woman. So I made some little note cards to send out with some catalogues with the penguin set. And I love doing this because that paper is so cool. But this other paper I featured is actually also a free one you can earn with a $90 order as well. So I'm featuring a ton of stuff. I think this paper, the sheep dies, the sheep set, and then I've got some dies over there, but I'll show that in another video, that you can also earn free. So there's loads of stuff at the moment that you can earn free. So these, actually I've got them sitting up here. These are the dies I featured on the other card. Oops, it's a dimensional stuck. These are the Summer Shadows dies that are also able to be earned free. These are level 2 products. So with a $180 order, you can earn these ones free. And I've got those featured. I've got one cut out in there too, that you can earn free. And I combined them with the Playful Alphabet dies. So I will feature that on another video. I'm just got a kid home from school sick, and the disco ball paper is amazing, isn't it, Sandy? Okay, I am going to flip. Sorry, I look like a hot mess today. I don't make a great effort when, you know, doing the mum thing with my kid home from school sick. So let's flippy flip and hope it's got terrible lighting today because it's really dark outside. I don't actually know if you can lighten up the video on the phone. I don't think you actually can. I think that's like an effect you might have to do afterwards. Oh, there is a sun. I don't know what that... Can everyone see that okay? Is it brighter? I'm not sure if that is too bright or what it looks like. And my computer is frozen, so I'm not sure what that looks like. Okay. Oh, lighting looks good for you? Okay, I'm not sure. I hate it when every time you go to do a live, for some reason the computer decides to freeze. Without fail, every time. I can see the comments, but the video always freezes. Okay, all good. Thanks, guys. It always looks really dark on the phone. So, anyway, this is the fun. I've got a LED light above me, so hopefully that helps. So this is the sheep card, and I hope you can see there. I've done these little, it may be too bright. I've done these little texture paste sheep, and I've also done some texture on the paper, and I'll show you how to do that. But the sheep are actually, I'll show you. I've done two types of the texture paste. So these are using, some use the shimmery texture paste and some of the standard texture paste. But funny story, I actually decided to add the texture paste before I die cut the sheep. Don't do that, because what will happen is if you ran these through a die cut machine, this could crack. So you want to die cut, then add your texture paste. So we're going to do some sheep, and we're going to do that first because otherwise it's really hard to die cut them. So I'm going to pull in the supplies we need for the card, and they're really nice and bright colours. So I'll show you as I go along. I'm going to use this fun little sheep here today because I want him to look like he's holding the balloons, because these cool dies that come with this set have some beautiful shapes that don't necessarily coordinate with a stamp. They're just extra shapes. There's like a little pennant banner, there's some clouds, a sun, I was going to call it a star, and a balloon. So, and there's this really cool fence. I haven't used this yet, but I really want to. Yeah, hi Angela. I hope you've got your catalogue, or it'll be there tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday, I think. The paste is awesome on the sheep. I'm going to show you how to do it. So there's really cool images. We're going to use the grass in here as well. So let's get going. I'm going to grab my little sheep that looks like he's ready to hold some balloons and a block. And I keep saying I'm going to clean my blocks and haven't. So I want to use some Memento Black because I am actually going to colour my sheep with some blends as well. So I want to stamp my little sheep down on some scrap of basic white. I'm going to put that to the side, and I'm going to just bring in my die and die cut this straight away because I don't want to repeat. Oh, well, hopefully you get them tomorrow, Angela. Hey, Narelle, how are you? So I'm going to grab a little bit of washi tape, and I'm so happy I've cleaned my Alex drawers so I can actually grab everything and find it. Who loves a clean craft room? Because I tell you what, mine was just driving me nuts. So I spent a good bit of time cleaning out my Alex drawers, which if you don't know what Alex drawers are, they're from IKEA, and I have an IKEA desk with Alex drawers, but let's just say the storage in here, it was like a junk drawer, but every drawer was a junk drawer. So I had a good bit of time cleaning. You're loving life, that's fantastic. Oh, your sheep bundle is arriving this week. That is awesome. Can't wait to see what you make. So I'm just going to run my sheet through Jude. Jude is my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss. He is great for videos because he doesn't take up as much room on my desk as Gerard. Gerard's my big boy. Okay, so there we've got a little die cut sheep. So cute. Now I'm just going to pull my die and put him back on the magnet because I'm really lazy with that. And and then wonder why I find dies floating around my room. Okay, I always store my plates back in my die cut machine because I think it helps with them warping a little bit. I'm just going to colour my sheet first up before I add the texture paste. So I'm going to colour the little face of my sheep in some light petal pink, and I'm going to do the ears as well, and the little arms and the legs. And there's not much to colouring these. I'm going to do some dark smoky slate for the little hooves. I think they're called hooves on sheep. I don't really know. So that is literally all the blend colouring that you're going to need. Now the next bit, I've got to make sure I've got 3 take your pick tools, and one of them, this one, has got a palette end on it. Does a sheep have arms? Well, I'm not sure. Does it have arms and legs? This one's got a palette, so the other end is the picky end, and these just pull off and interchange. So they're really simple. They've got a locking mechanism, and you just turn it and interchange it. So I'm actually going to use the palette end because I found this a lot easier than using, say, one of these palette knives, because these are too big. So when I just seriously opened my drawer and found more sheep. That is ridiculous. Perhaps I should use the sheep. Anyway, in here I've got some shimmery white embossing paste. So we sell embossing paste. You don't want to keep this for years, is my only tip, because it will expire, it will go hard. My tip is putting a bit of cling wrap over it before you do up the lid, and you don't want to leave this open for extended periods of time. You will find the stuff around the edges also goes hard. So you probably, when you wipe it in, you probably want to try and put it back in the middle. So I'm going to pull a little bit onto my palette section of my Take Your Pick. And I don't know if I should probably zoom in a little bit. If I can. I always muck up this zoomy bit. Okay. So I'll try and hope that I'm still going to stay in frame because I like to move things around my desk. Now, this one is just fiddly. I'm just going to get my palette knife and sort of just place it on there. And it's okay because we want it to look fluffy. So you don't want to like spread it out and have a perfect spreading of butter, so per se, because we want it to be like a fluffy cloud look. So we have 2 types of embossing paste. We have the normal one, which doesn't have glitter, and we have the glittery embossing paste. So I tried this with both types and both work perfectly fine. This one's, I found this paste with the glitter is a little bit thicker. They sort of both have a little bit of a different texture to them, but they're both awesome to work with. So I'm just working around the sheet, and if you get a little bit on your arm of the sheet, you can just use the little palette knife just to peel it off. And this stuff actually dries really quickly too. It doesn't take long to dry at all. So I'm just going in and adding to my sheepy. You can make a whole flock. I sat here and I found it really therapeutic. I actually did heaps of them. I was crafting with my team and I needed something to do, so I pulled out and stamped a heap of these sheep out and just sat and added texture paste to a heap of them. Now the challenge is to make cards and use them all, because I am terrible. I will sit there and fussy cut an entire pack of DSP, and then the DSP will retire and I will have a whole pack of it fussy cut out and realise that I didn't create projects with it. So I am on a mission to create some sheep cards because I sat here and did this to quite a few of them. And the only reason, I've got some here done, but the only reason I'm doing it is because I wanted to show you how to add the texture paste. So you get a little bit. So there's some bits that are a bit harder to apply the texture paste to, but you just stick with it and just try and move it around. Onto your image. And the reason I'm doing this first is just so while we do the other bits of the card, this will dry. Let's just do up here. These are so cute. I've seen people have done, hi Irene, people have done sheep and added the subtle shimmer sequins to it as well, which looked really cool. I'm not sure who it was, but I know that I saved that idea. It was really cute. So there's new subtle shimmer sequins in the catalogue, and this looks really cute by adding lots of the sequins to it as well. So that's another really cute idea. So we're almost done. So this looks more complicated than what it really is. It's actually super fun to make fluffy sheep. And it's sort of like icing a cake. I'm trying not to get my perfectionist on. Okay, I think we're good. So you might want to grab a baby wipe or something, or a bit of rubbing alcohol, and clean off your palette knife. I'm just trying not to be fussy because I'm on the video. Then with this texture paste, place your cling wrap back over and tie this lid, or screw up the lid pretty tight because we don't want air getting into that. So we're just going to set our sheet to the side so that that can dry while we move on to the next bit of the card. So what I have done, and here comes my son, is cut 2 circles from the layering circle dies, which are these ones just here. So I have cut, I think it was the second largest circle and the second largest of the scallop circles. And then I have cut out a ton of the clouds from the sheep dies in Coastal Cabana as well. And what I'm going to do is apply the clouds to the non-scalloped, is that what you call it, circles. So I'm just going to place them down first. I think there's 2 different shaped clouds here. They're slightly different. So I'm just going to place them down where I think I might like them. And then I'm going to stick. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue. And this will just add a different texture to my circle background. So I'll add a bit of glue and stick. A bit of glue. Stick that one down. I love liquid glue. I'd hate to think about how much liquid glue I go through. Yes, I'm still here. Are you still with me, Angela? Oh, really? I'm not sure why I'm cutting in and out. Maybe I can switch to my 4G. Hold on. I wonder if I can switch to 4G while I'm... Are you still with me? I've just switched to my 4G, so I'm hoping it'll come back on. I might have bad Wi-Fi signal, so I've turned the Wi-Fi off. I'm also aware that my son's home and he's on the Wi-Fi, so goodness knows what he's doing, playing or whatever onto his video. So I usually film my my videos when I'm home alone. So now I'm just trimming around my circle for where the overhang of the clouds will be. Okay, so now I can get rid of all those pieces. Hopefully that's better. Okay, so then now I've got that piece, I've got a couple extra clouds there. Now I have that piece, I can go on and stick this one to my scalloped piece here. And then we can prep our other pieces. So I'm going to grab my pieces of granny apple green. So in metric measurements, I have a piece of granny apple green at 14.3 by 9.9 and a piece at 14.1 by 9.7. So I'm going to take my smaller piece, and what I'm going to do with this piece is take the image from my counting sheep stamp set, and I'm just going to grab the little piece of grass here. I'm just going to mount that to a block. I probably could get a smaller block, but I'm being lazy. My desk is set up because my son was in here crafting. Oh, he was actually watching his iPad. But I've got some granny apple green ink, and I'm just going to ink that up once and continuously stamp. So ink once and continue stamping. So we just get this repetitive stamping look. To stamp some grass around. That will do. The other thing I did was take my Sahara Sand Stampin' Up marker, and using the thick end, I've just gone and got the lid and flicked some over the background. Just there, I just worked out why. My son has got video calls going. Now I have got, I don't have a Stampin' Spritzer with water in it at the moment, and I'm being lazy, but I'm just going to spritz the top of my, probably shouldn't have done that over the grid paper, but that's okay. I'm spritzing the top of my piece and making it a little bit wet, and the reason I'm going to do that is I'm actually going to rub it into the cardstock to make it peel. To get a bit of a furry grass look up the top. So I'm actually wanting, normally we don't want our cardstock to do this, but I actually want it to do that. It sort of makes it look like a bit suede-y. That's really not a word, and I'm making a language of my own. I just rub my finger over it, and it'll make the cardstock peel. So, and that's how I got that look. You can see on the top corner of my card. So I'm just going to do that to the top, and that will start to dry. The other thing I'm going to do is just with my bone folder, you just got to be careful because it is wet, so you could rip it, and hopefully I don't do that while I'm live, because I am aware that we are so I'm just peeling a little bit more off. So I'm really distressing. So I'm just pulling the cardstock back and then going behind and doing the same thing. This will also cause the cardstock to distress a little bit further. Once you've done that, I'm going to roll the cardstock a little bit to get our rolled corner. And I find that because we've wet the cardstock, it's a lot easier to distress because you've loosened the fibres. And I'm just going to roll the corner down the bottom just a tiny bit. You can continue doing this until you're happy with the look that you've got. And this will dry a bit, so it's still a little bit wet. Okay. So now I might let that dry for just a second while we move on and do a couple other bits we need. I'm just going to get a scrap of some basic black cardstock, and we're going to just stamp a sentiment. So I'm going to get some Versamark ink, and the sentiment I'm going to use is the "So glad it's your birthday," but I think I'm going to stick with the birthday one because I never have enough birthday cards, so I'm going to stick with that. And because I'm being lazy and not getting out of the block, I'm just going to use the back of the one I had the sheep on. And I'm just going to stamp that down the bottom of this scrap bit of black. And I'm going to bring in my white embossing powder. And just sprinkle some embossing powder onto that piece. And then I'm just going to bring in my heat tool and just give that a second to heat. Our sheep's just over there drying, so hopefully that'll dry. The embossing paste really doesn't take long to dry at all. It's pretty good. I think I featured it on a video recently when I did my backstage themed card. It's a lot of fun to work with. Okay, so we've got our sentiment. I'm just going to trim the sentiment down a bit. So we've got our sentiment all ready to go. And I reckon we can probably adhere this one down. So I'm just going to add some liquid glue to my piece and adhere this onto a layer of granny apple green, which I thought was cute because it's like grass, and I love greens and blues together. It reminds me of what my mother used to say. She used to have blue and green must not be seen unless there is a colour in between. Has anyone else heard that phrase? But I always use blue and green. It was like, there was something about dots and stripes as well. Like, do you listen to fashion advice from your mother or not? If my mother watches this, she's going to probably say, what was that you were harping on about? No. I love blue and green. So I'm just using up some of the edges of my dimensionals. I've been through so many packets of dimensionals in the last couple of weeks. I'm not sure if comments are, if the live video is working. I'm not sure. I'll bring it up again. We'll see. If you're here, let me know. It's having some Wi-Fi connection issues today. Okay, I think I've got my backings off, so I'm just adhering this to my card with some Stampin' Dimensionals. And then I'm going to stick my circle that we've done with some of the dies with some Stampin' Dimensionals. Getting the backings everywhere. And I'm just going to stick that to the centre of my card. And then our little sheep, how are we going? Actually pretty good. Okay, so now I've got the balloons. So I want to place these in a bit of a cluster. So all the strings are going to kind of line up in the middle. And I'm going to bring in some glue dots. So I just want to, is that a glue dot there? No, it's not. I'm just going to stick all the strings so they're all attached together with a glue dot. And then I'm going to flip them over and attach another one at the front. So that the sheep has something to attach to his hand, like that. How cool is that? Now, even if this is not completely dry, it should be okay because it's dry enough for us to stick down to the card. So I'm just going to grab a couple of the Stampin' Dimensionals to stick the sheet down with. And I'm going to stick him to the card just about there. And then with the sentiment, I'm just going to cut that on a bit of an angle either side. And then I'm going to apply, look at this, I'm going to finish a sheet of dimensionals. I love finishing a whole sheet. Feels good to chuck that in the bin. I'm just going to peel my dimensional backings off, and then I can stick that to my card. Now, what I'm going to do is use some of our white Baker's Twines. This comes in a 5-pack, I think, in the Baker's Twine Essentials pack. So you get, I think, a black, a white, a creamy, very vanilla, Sahara Sand and Crumb Cake. I'm pretty sure there's 5. So you get quite a lot in a packet. So now they sell them in a big pack of just our essential colours. So you get quite a bit in a pack. So I'm just trying a little bow. And then I'm going to grab another glue dot to adhere this down. And this is when, if we flip this tool, this is the pokey end. I love using this pokey end for situations like this, when you, not like that, Kayla. Not when it sticks to your thumb. And it just stuck to the, when you want to get those off, they're really good. Okay, so I'm actually going to poke that underneath my sheep's leg, bottom, whatever it is. I'm going to pop that in there like that. So we've got, I actually want that to go a little bit more underneath. Like so. Okay. Then I want to embellish with some of the beautiful, these are the Artistry Blooms Sequins, and I've got 2 packs in here just all put together. These are beautiful. I absolutely love these. I've been using them tons. So I'm going to add quite a few. So I'm going to go in and add a mixture of bigger and smaller ones, and I just had one fly off onto the card, so it obviously really wanted to be on the card. But I'm just going to add a bit of a scattering of sequins. Can anyone hear my son? He's, yeah, I'm like, Mummy, I still video. Can you make sure you're quiet? Yeah, sure, Elijah. Okay, so then it wouldn't be a Kayla card without it. So I'm going to add a little bit of sparkle. And then let's just do something cute for the inside, which I think I left all the inside on the inside. I've got some pieces cut out. I did have a balloon. I did have a little balloon cut on the inside, but I don't. Oh, we've got some clouds extra. Could do a cloud. So I've got a little strip of Granny Apple Green. So if I just stick my strip of Granny Apple, and then we could do maybe a little, do 2 clouds maybe. What does it look like if we do maybe, I'm getting all fussy now, do 2 clouds, hey? So I'll stick this one, and then I'll stick, I love using up my extra die cuts, nothing goes to waste. I'll stick that one there. I also put a spritzing. You can, yeah, he's talking to his friend on FaceTime. I've just been on a leaders meeting with the South Pacific Stampin' Up team, and they all got to see him in the background, and he came up to my rolly chair and was trying to pull me out of the room because he wanted my attention. I think I've cut this to the same size. Hold on. I think I've done this before. Let me check what size I cut this to. Did I cut this to the wrong one? 10, I've cut this to 9.7, haven't I? Ah. Kayla, honestly, probably shouldn't be putting glue in the background of this. Give me 2 seconds. Take 2. Yes, Elijah, you can't send his kid to school now unless they're completely... He just keeps getting, I think he's got allergies, so he keeps getting like the sniffles, and I'm pretty sure it's just allergies. But they're very strict now, which understandably, but it's frustrating because he's home. And I need to get stuff done, but it's alright, we're making do. Okay, so I think that's the right size. I don't know what I cut the first time. Okay, so we've got a pretty inside for our card, and then we'll pop that one down, and then we've got this one's got clouds and this one's got a balloon. I actually like the cloud one better. And then we've got the fun little bow. So that's a fun way of using the sheep with the texture paste, which I thought was fun, and you can see how to distress the cardstock in the background just using some water and a bone folder. So I thought I'd come and share with you. Whoa, I almost ended up with an avalanche. Look, I've got all these extra sheep to use. So the challenge is to make some sheep cards. But don't forget, we've only got till the end of September of celebration. You can get these for free. You can't buy them. So you can get both of these for free at the moment with a $90 order. You can get either of these or spend $180 and you can get both. And you can make adorable projects like these ones. And there's plenty of other celebration options like these 2 papers, the bedazzling papers. And I'm going to come back, I'm not sure when, hopefully tomorrow, with this fun card here. This uses 2 celebration products, which I'll come back and share. Don't forget to check out the links. If you haven't got a catalogue yet, I'm happy to send you one. So this is our celebration, which only goes through until the 30th of September. This gorgeous catalogue is full of brand new products, and that goes through till December. But this one, I'm really focusing on sharing all the new, all the celebration products, because they will end soon. So if you don't have catalogues, let me know if you live in Australia and want one. I'm happy to send you copies of those. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Be sure to keep sharing the love, and I'm going to come back and share lots of other crafty projects I have sitting here on the desk ready to share with you. So I'll flip around the camera and say goodbye. I'm going to go and have a quick coffee, and I realise that's on the complete lane. I'm going to go have a quick coffee and get photographing some projects, because I have lots of stuff coming up on the blog and I can't wait to share it all with you. I'm working on the Stampin' Society and Global Creative and Create With Us tutorials for October. I had to remember what month that's coming up next, because I'm so getting ahead of myself now. So I'm going to work on lots of tutorials to share with you. So don't forget to check out my tutorial store. I've got loads of tutorials for sale. All the September ones are now live, so you can buy any of those through my website, which is linked in the comments or in the video description, sorry. So I'm going to love you and leave you, and I will see you next time. Bye.